in all reality, probably the best two teams all year long. You throw some other teams in there, Baltimore and Philly and stuff like that, and how good they were throughout the year. These really are the two big heavyweights we were looking for. And I know you said it, and you said it 100% exactly right. It's what I don't want to say this. Actually, I think you said it wrong. I think you said everybody wanted it. I think everybody hates it so much that they kind of love it. And they kind of like, yeah. Like they, it's like when you just hate somebody, but you can't keep your eyes off of them. Like that's what this is that this is the World Series, and it's like the election. You're not necessarily choosing somebody. You're choosing like, who do you hate the least? Who do you not like the most? Like, so it's like all Yankee haters and Dodger haters around the world like unite. So it's like 28 teams and the rest of the world versus them. But in all reality, too, when you're adding in the Yankees and the lore and the Dodgers, I saw a stat the other day that this series is almost exactly even over the course of history. Mm-hmm. Exactly even. Like for the last 2 games they played, they were 1-1. The last 4 games they were 2-2. The last goes all the way down to 20, and they were 10-10. And then it goes to like the last 50 games, they're 25-25. And then it goes like regular season, they're 11-11. It's insane how even this series is. Obviously, Yankees have a lot more World Series titles. But what I want to do here, James, I want to go position by position. We're not going to take all day here and say, who would you take? Okay. All right. So let's start. Let's start right at a gate here. We'll go catcher. Austin Wells for the New York Yankees. We're looking at Will Smith for the Dodgers. Who are you taking?
This one's really close, but I'm going to go Will Smith. I think he's got a little more than Austin Wells.
I would say that too, and I think Austin Wells is young. He's learning. He might be very good over time. I think Will Smith is he's just kind of like that veteran now at this point, and has been there, done that, and been really, really good. And there's been seasons where he's been great.
By the way, all right. On Will Smith, really funny on the Jumbotron at Citi Field when I went last week to watch the game when Will Smith was up at the plate. They wrote not just a slap hitter.
That's really stupid.
All right, fair enough. Keep going.
They could just right there. It would have been more funny. Like, did not slap. Oh my God, who was that? I'm just dying here.
Chris Rock.
Yeah, did not slap Chris Rock. Just put like a little star up there. Did not slap Chris Rock. That would be fun. Not a slap hitter is like what you do in like Little League. Good call though. Yeah, thank you for sharing. All right. First base. Oh my God, base. Anthony Rizzo or Freddie the Freeman.
I'm sorry, Aaron Judge, but your bestie's not as good as the former MVP, Freddie Freeman. Freddie Freeman is on a different level than Anthony Rizzo. He's always been, always will be, perhaps a future Hall of Famer.
Always been. I would say there was a couple years though where Rizzo was about even. But Freddie Freeman, I mean, basically since the moment he stepped on the stage has been the same guy, like every year, the same dude. And he's really, really, really good. It's Freddie Freeman. I mean, without a doubt. All right, second base, we're going Gleyber Torres or Gavin Lux.
I'm going to go Gavin Lux. It's just Gleyber Torres, he doesn't run hard. He's very inconsistent for me. He should have been a star. He's got all the tools to be a star, but he's just a lazy player. So I'm going to go Gavin Lux.
It's funny. Actually, Fangraphs has Gleyber Torres as a little bit slightly better of a player, but slightly in like ranking. I'm just going straight ranking. 83 for Lux and 79 for Gleyber Torres. But you know him. You've seen him a lot more, a little lazier. I think Gavin Lux kind of is one of those people that just want it more. I'll give you that. This is crazy, man. We've gone, 3 positions here, and we're sticking with Dodgers so far. Mm-hmm. Let's see if it continues at shortstop. We're going Anthony Volpe, the dude who took over for Derek Jeter and bringing him to the World Series, or I don't know, this Tommy Edman. I mean, this little guy. I mean,
the guy He got the NLCS MVP. He's their cleanup hitter. I think I'll take Edman on this one.
I think I take Edman too. Volpe, though, I think it will have a solid career, but I don't see anything special. I don't think I see anything on this next level with him. Tommy Edman, I mean, this dude's has been with the Cardinals, had some solid years with the Cardinals, and stepping up in a perfect spot where the Dodgers need him. Tommy Edman, I mean, it's at this point where he's the way he's playing. But I would say this, Volpe, again, Fangraphs has him ranked a lot higher than Tommy Edman. A lot higher, but right now you got to say how they're playing, and I'm taking Tommy Edman every single day of the week. I have to. You have to. All right, third base for the New York Yankees going out there is Jazz Chisholm Jr. Big trade in the trade deadline, one of those big trades, or Max Muncy.
I know that Jazz has played. You know what? I'm going to give it to Jazz. He's really played well since he's been a Yankee. I know Max Muncy has been really. This is a tough one. I hate saying Dodgers all the way in this, but Jazz has been really good for the Yankees. If you're talking about who's playing better right now, I'll go Jazz, but it's by a hair.
I think we got to look at maybe there's now features into it 50%, but I think it's overall the course of the season too. You got to say if you say now Ohtani isn't one of the dudes, right?
Right.
You picked it up at the end, but I also wouldn't say Judges either because they picked it up a little bit, but come on. There's things here. Jazz Chisholm has been pretty good this year. I'll give him that. I mean, 24 home runs. He has stepped it up. A 256 batting average. Max is a opportunistic hitter. Mm-hmm. When he goes up and he gets that pitch in the right moment, he tends to come through with it. But at the end of the day, across the board, Jazz Chisholm kind of beats him in every single stat. I mean, it's 24 to 15 home runs. I get it. Dodger Stadium is not Yankee Stadium. There's a big difference there in home runs and stuff like that. But I got to give the Jazz. That's our first Yankee, right?
Yeah.
We got a catcher all the way around the diamond up till third base. That's our first Yankee. Left field, Alex Verdugo or Teoscar Hernandez.
Verdugo can go away because he is not the guy in this. It's definitely Teoscar.
Yeah, I feel bad because I got on and said Teoscar, that Verdugo trade was going to be a huge trade for the Yankees. It did lock up a position at the same time, though. Man, there's some ups and downs, and doesn't seem like to be the guy that I thought he was going to be. Teoscar, I mean, this is just an incredible sign for the Dodgers, and it's amazing that he was even available, and that other teams were going after him. I mean, this is an absolute dude. He's a stud, and he's been playing like it. Center field, this tiny little guy named Aaron Judge, or we're gonna go with Enrique Hernandez. Kike.
Well, Kike has been really good, I'll go. No, there's nothing I can say here I can't even make an argument why it would be Kike. Kike, you're fantastic. You're a great ball player. I would take you on my team in a heartbeat. But Aaron Judge is the second best player in the world. It's Aaron Judge.
It's not even close. At the same time, it's not really fair to Kike because he's a fill-in. He's a fill-in center fielder. But he's a fill-in at every single position on the field. He can play everything. He's a dude you have to have on your roster. You kind of hate to play against him, and you love to have him on your team. Actually, he's not really that guy. You just enjoy him. He loves baseball, and he loves his teammates. He loves the game. You love the dude, and actually I saw him right before he signed with the Dodgers. I saw him and talked to him in the batting cage for about 10 minutes. And I only played with him for a couple months. He's a great dude. You just love the guy. So I'm going with Aaron Judge.
And you got to love the name Kike.
Enrique Kike. All right, so that gets us to right field. Juan Soto or Mookie Betts. Oh, brother. Oh, where are we going with this?
Do I have to choose one? Can I just say it's a tie?
That's the whole point of the show, though. We have to pick one.
I'll take Juan Soto because I think he's more talented. It's so hard to say somebody's more talented than Mookie Betts, but oh God, I'll take Juan Soto, but not by a lot.
I mean, here's what it is. This is the separator for me. When you get to like on base percentage, right? Over the course of the year, 372 for Mookie Betts, 419 for Soto. That's on base. So Soto's getting on base 40% or 40 like 0.4 more, right? Okay. So he's getting on base. And he's got 41 home runs compared to 19. So he's got a lot more home runs this year. He's getting on base more. Slugging is significantly higher, almost 100 points higher. The dudes are like this. At the same time, the Soto is just the way he's been playing. Oh man, I'll face Betts every day of the week versus Soto right now, and I would have said that about halfway through the season on. Like, oh, there were times Mookie. It's Soto. But this is a fun argument to have. Right now, it's Soto. Now, Mookie Betts about 5 years ago, I'm like, dude, I don't know. But Soto right now is stepping up into he's the best right fielder in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
So that gets us. Okay, so around the diamond, let's look at this. Judge and Soto and Jazz Chisholm are the only Yankees that we have picked so far. Everybody else, Dodgers. That gets us to the DH. Giancarlo Stanton and Shohei Ohtani.
Let me think for a second. You think it might be Shohei?
So it has to be Shohei. Right? We're both going to pick Shohei. But we have to throw this out there. I don't know if there's been anybody more impactful in the playoffs than Giancarlo Stanton and what he's done and what he did in this series against the Guardians. It's been incredible.
Yeah,
but you got to go with Ohtani. Now, if I'm facing them, I don't want Stanton at the plate. I might take Ohtani because I think he's just in a little funk and stuff like this. And like, if you give me a little lefty that's throwing some weird stuff, I definitely don't want Ohtani right now. At the same time,
I disagree. Ohtani's out of his funk. He's out of his funk. I mean, the only funk that he had was he was 0 for 22 with nobody on base, but he was hitting with guys on base all the time.
17 for 19 with guys on base.
Oh, I'm sorry?
He was like 17 for 19 with guys on base.
And then the last two games of the Mets series, he started turning it up again, and it's not even close. It's Ohtani. I'm sorry. I know he had a little bit of a funk to start the playoffs, but it's Ohtani. It's Ohtani all the way right now. If I had to pitch to one of them, I'd still pitch to Stanton. I'm not going anywhere near Ohtani. I'm walking him. I'm treating Ohtani like he's Barry Bonds.
So let's just throw these out there. OPS for these two teams are separated by 15 points, with the Dodgers having the lead. A lot of that has to do with home runs. 20 home runs to 13 home runs. RBIs, God, the Dodgers are almost like 66 to 39 in RBIs over the course of the playoffs. More hits, obviously, a lot more runs for the Dodgers. Average is better for the Dodgers, and so kind of overall better numbers offensively for the Dodgers in the playoffs. They played roughly the same amount of games. Let's just call it the same amount of games.
And they played better play. They played against better pitching.
It's been impressive as well. Especially with what the Padres were giving them. Mm-hmm. And the Mets actually stepped up pretty good. So now. Let's just do this. We'll do this really quick off the bench, okay?
Mm-hmm.
We'll just do it all off the bench. Off the bench, you got Trevino, Birdie, Cabrera, Dominguez, and Grissom for the Yankees. I don't know if that's all. If they all made the playoff roster, all that, but they're there. At least Fangraphs tells me they're there. Versus Austin Barnes, Chris Taylor, Kevin Kiermaier. I didn't even know that. Andy Pages. Who are you taking off the bench?
I think it's funny. I think that the Yankees have the best potential player in the Martian and Dominguez, but I think overall it's probably the Dodgers. I think they're a little deeper, but it's not significant.
Stud. Kiermaier obviously you can throw out there, but Birdie's pretty damn good.
And Pages has been very good.
What?
And Pages has been very good as well.
Yes, so it's interesting. Is that how you say Pages?
Pages, yeah. Pothead.
Don't name me Andy going to be Pages.
Why?
Like,
they named
Andy
Ray
Pages.
Hey,
You're right.
Ralph Fiennes is Ray Fiennes.
I'm going to call him Pages. All right. Rotation. Let's just throw this out there. We're going to throw it all as a group. You got Walker Buehler with this giant tattoo on his back, by the way. Never saw that before. His entire back is a giant tattoo. I think it's like a scorpion or I don't know, something. Might be a giant like fighting bird or something. I don't know. And then you got Jack Flaherty and Yamamoto, the second half of your Japanese connection there versus Garrett Cole, Clark Schmidt, Luis Heel, who was coming out of the bullpen, and Carlos Rodon.
I'll say the Yankees because they have the best starter out of everybody. Their number one is the best pitcher. And I think everything else is a bit of a wash. Like if you go just, Cole against Yamamoto, I'll give the edge to Cole. You go Flaherty versus Rodon. Rodon has a little more upside. Flaherty, I think, is a safer play. I think Rodon will actually pitch well in this series. I'll take Buehler though as the third guy, and then I'll go Heel, I guess, for the. It's really close to me. I'll go Yankees, but barely.
So I'm going to say this. Looking at the data, like stats, like I know data, it's just ERA. The Yankees are a full point better right now in the playoffs. Over a point better in the playoffs than their counterpart in the Dodgers.
But who did they play?
Rotation, like I believe in Rodon and Cole. And even Schmidt and Heel a little bit. Like I believe in Cole and Rodon right now a heck a lot more than anybody on the Dodger side. Yes, Buehler had a great start, but the start before that was just booty. And then Flaherty and Yamamoto, you just don't know what you're getting with these guys, and that Flaherty's had great starts and stuff like this. So I give it to the Yankees in this. And then bullpen. The bullpen of the Dodgers, we're not going to get into everybody, but when the big names, right? When you're talking about like Kopech, Trinan, Phillips, this kind of Daniel Hudson in there a little bit. Brent Honeywell had a piece of it versus Luke Weaver, Clay Holmes, Canely, Mazig's getting in there a little bit. Cousins, who you got there?
Oh, it's Dodgers all the way.
Dodgers?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. Why? What is the difference for you when the Dodgers?
They've been better all year, but you forgot to mention one very important thing.
What?
There is a man named Shohei Ohtani who has been pitching and has been practicing. And what is he going to do? He's going to come out of the bullpen, and he's going to be the last pitcher on the mound for the Dodgers. I believe this. It's going to be the storybook ending. He's going to be the guy to strike out Judge to end the World Series. I'm calling it right now, baby.
I like how you said they've been better all year. They've been better by like 0.09.
But they've been better.
The regular season. So better. They're 0.09 better in the playoffs. The bullpen is actually worse, and a lot worse than that by 0.4. Actually, more than that, 0.6 worse. So almost more than half a run worse than the Yankees. And in all honesty, outside of throwing Luke Weaver every single god dang day, every single day, the Yankees would have closed that series out in 4. And so. And I look at that and go, because they didn't need to use them in 3 as a 4-run lead. They used them, and then he comes back in the 4th game and is exhausted, actually gave up the runs. The Yankees far, 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 far better bullpen and pitching like it. The Dodgers, the problem too is the Dodgers have bullpen days. And so the Dodgers bullpen is going to go out there and just have a day where they just got to suck it up and just get worn out. That's just what the Dodgers are built like, because you have an entire all-star lineup on your IR. So for me, for my money, I'm going with the Yankees there. So you hear it first. I don't even know who won this whole thing. The Dodgers. I think the Yankees on the pitching overall. Yankees pitching. Dodgers lineup by far.